You guys remember computer labs? I was in school in the mid-2000s, and when we had free period, my friends and I would go down to the computer lab in the school and play flash games. Back before the school started blocking all the fun sites, it was truly a time to be alive. There were sites like Miniclip and Addicting Games and that math games site with the guy running in space, and the most popular games were the ones where we could compete with each other for high scores, or even better, actually play each other. I remember this one kid, he put the old Unreal Tournament on a flash drive and installed it on every computer in the room. It was so awesome. We'd snipe bots together on Facing Worlds till the bell rang. And the teacher watching the room was a total bro. He was great to talk to, and he'd look the other way. Anyway, this one game that I really loved, it was like this Matrix knockoff game called Bullet Time Fighting. And you could huddle up on one keyboard and play with your friends and do all sorts of slow-mo kung fu moves. It was awesome. Fast forward to now, and it's Steam sale time, and my buddy gifts me this game, My Friend Pedro. And I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of that Matrix Flash game I played back in the day. Man, I remember that game feeling so tight. You could chain moves into other moves and stuff, and oh my god, made you feel so cool. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll check it out. Thanks for the game, bro. Now, recently, I've been on a bit of an achievement kick. Not even more than that, trying to 100% games and get that perfect game checkbox on Steam. Going into this, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, is this game gonna be a good candidate to go for the all achievements goal? So, I'm playing the game, blasting through it, not too worried about rankings, but I got achievements popping left and right, and although the sense of humor is not my cup of tea, kinda, early 2000s, random, cringe humor, I'm having a pretty good time with the game itself. There were a few nitpicks I noticed right away on my first playthrough, though. First of all, the dodge is extremely overpowered. As long as you spam it and use slow motion regularly, you're basically unkillable. But the basic spin dodge is also your only way to dodge, so the gameplay is trying to look all badass, but it basically just looks like a fish flopping around out of water, like spewing bullets out of its scales. The other main critique I had was that all the guns feel kind of samey. You upgrade guns as you go, but they all basically just have different firing rates, and you pretty much just go with the most recent gun you picked up. Not much incentive to switch. I would have liked to see more expression in the movement as well, like maybe some karate moves or something, similar to that excellent Matrix Flash game. Funnily enough, while making this video, I discovered My Friend Pedro is apparently an upgraded version of a Flash game of the same name, but it was never on my radar because it had come out way after Flash was no longer part of my life. I won't be talking about it too much in this video, but I will say that I checked it out, checked out the first few levels, and it's definitely pretty solid for a Flash game. I can see how you'd look at that shell and want to flesh it out into a full release. But that's the thing. The full release doesn't feel all that fleshed out, at least from a gameplay standpoint. Yeah, they added the extremely overpowered dodge and a few more guns maybe, but for the most part, it feels almost exactly the same. It actually kind of elevates the Flash game in my eyes to see how close it feels, and it makes the paid game feel more like a Flash game. But hey, yeah, I saw credits and whatever. The game wasn't my dream slow-mo game, but it was decent and I had fun. Now, here comes the critical question and the crux of the video. Should I get those last few achievements? At this point, all the achievements had pretty much popped through natural progression, so the only ones remaining were get S ranks in all levels. Hey, I'll give it a shot. I mean, how bad could it be? Let's just say the experience that followed fueled me to start a YouTube review series on achievements to to share my pain about this uniquely frustrating car crash of a challenge. Okay. Look, I want to be constructive here. Let's just dive in, shall we? Okay, first a breakdown of the scoring. Here's an example. As you can see, the score is like 99% this number, which all has to do with your combo. On most levels, the style points and timer, and sometimes even the 0 death bonus barely matter. You get extra points for playing on harder difficulties as well, but those points matter even less than barely mattering. The way they implemented it is insane. Like, if the expert difficulty bonus, just for example, is like 50,000 points, right? The threshold to obtain the S rank then increases by 50,000 points. What were they thinking when they made that decision? I have to believe that it was just an oversight that was never fixed, but anyway, all that matters is this combo multiplier at the bottom of the screen. Because if you can keep it, your score inflates to an ungodly size. So, the game now becomes a plate spinning simulator where you have to keep this bubble alive from kill to kill or the run is over. Now, there are some levels where it turns My Friend Pedro into almost like a puzzle game, which I think is interesting. Like on this level, to get the S rank, while dodging to keep your combo going, walk way past this guy, then shoot him at the last second when he's almost off the screen, then you just barely make it to the next guy who's far away in the other direction. This puzzle-style gameplay has a lot of potential, but unfortunately, all it does is expose one of the biggest flaws in the game, the platforming. The platforming in this game is trash. There's just no other way to say it. I'm sorry. Well, there are a few more colorful words I could use, but I just brought a baby into this world and I'm trying to keep things a little bit more family-friendly, okay? Remember the fish thing from before? Yeah, try platforming as a Magikarp, okay? It sucks. The main issue here is the short hop system in the game. You tap the jump button, you jump a bit. You hold the jump button, you jump higher. Totally standard controls, right? Every platformer has that. But the thing is, in this game, you want the maximum jump height, or full hop, 99% of the time. You're dealing with multiple enemies, you have to fire your gun, you have to reload, you have to switch weapons sometimes. Most importantly, you're trying to connect the combo timing, and then these puny, useless short hops that come out screw with you unnecessarily. This has ended hundreds of otherwise perfect runs because I just miss a random wall jump and then I lose my combo. If they just made an option to make it like full hops only in the settings, or maybe just have a dedicated full hop button, the game would feel so much better. I actually went through the game with this change in mind, and I could only find one place in the game where doing a short hop is preferable. Here it is. This is one of the few, no enemies, platforming only, speedrun sections of the game. Is it really worth it to make the game feel so bad just for this one platforming section here? When you're shooting your guns in slow-mo, you should feel like a badass. You should feel like Neo, not a flopping fish. Oh, and by the way, this level, this pure platforming level that requires an extremely tight speedrun time, has a lengthy, unskippable cutscene at the start. So, anytime you mess up or you just miss the threshold, you gotta watch that again. Just to screw with my head, I'm pretty sure. I mean, come on. Can you explain that for me, devs? Why does one of the only pure platforming levels in the game, this is a level you got no enemies to combo, only way to get the S rank is to speedrun it, why does this level have one of the game's longest unskippable cutscenes to start it? Did you guys even try your own challenges? Huh? And here's the big reveal, folks. I did push through and get all the S ranks. Some of the earlier levels were pretty fun challenges, but with the later levels, It felt like complete luck if I got the S rank or not. So many random little things can go wrong, and at a certain point, it's just not fun or rewarding. The mark of a great, skill-based game is when you say to yourself, man, that was a hard road. But I learned a lot. And I think if there was a power outage and my save was deleted, I could repeat the run I just had. I cannot say that for this game. I did not feel like I was improving. I felt like I was grinding, like I was setting up like dominoes or something with lots of branching domino paths, just setting it up over and over, setting it up, until the stars finally aligned and each part of the domino track finally fell the way it was supposed to. Might be too late to make some of these changes, but I want to throw them out there because I think that this series does have potential to be great. But these tiny little problems really add up and ruin the experience if you're playing for longer than just the surface level playthrough. So there it is. I'll close by saying that I've always enjoyed getting achievements in games. I feel like a really great achievement can make the game greater than the sum of its parts, or create a completely new game within the game. I want to go more in depth on what makes a good achievement game in another video, so if you want to see that, I'd appreciate a sub. I'm just starting out and all that, so yeah, Thanks for watching.